join together in a four-man star. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you will direct your attention high overhead, you will notice our aircraft on jump run for the first pass. And there he goes. Notice how the jumper is maneuvering his body. This is being done for two reasons. The first is to demonstrate to you the amount of control a parachutist has over his body in free fall. The second is to provide enough separation that when jumping with others, he can deploy his parachute without the danger of entanglement. The aircraft being used in today's demonstration is the mighty UH-68 Blackhawk from Delaware National Guard, based out of Newcastle County Airport in Wilmington, Delaware. Piloting the aircraft today is Chief Warrant Officer Bertie Catanzariso and Chief Warrant Officer Dane Doherty. They're both from Delaware and Maryland. The crew recently returned from a year-long deployment in Iraq. Our first jumper to land today is Cadet First Class Cody Tier from New Braunfels, Texas. Cadet Tier has over 460 jumps to his credit. And ladies and gentlemen, if you'll notice, the jumper has now deployed the American flag. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you will once again direct your attention high overhead,
Drops approved.
our
Pass number
aircraft
2 there with blue. Drop
The two jumpers will be exiting the aircraft from 7,500 feet above the ground, come together in midair and begin to spin. The colored smoke trails from each jumper will form a barber pole. The jumpers will separate from each other at 4,000 feet above the ground and deploy their main parachutes upon reaching 2,500 feet.
He's at the fuel farm. Maybe he's not up yet. Okay.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the Blackhawk is now straight overhead for our second jump run.
Tell me if the course is correct.
And there they go.
Thank you.
The two jumpers have just come together, and you can see that they have begun to spin to form the barber pole. The jumpers initiate the spin by a slight movement of one arm or leg, or by dipping a shoulder. The jumpers have just reached 4,000 feet and are now moving apart from each other. And there are their canopies as they have successfully reached 2,500 feet. Our third jump run includes the high-low maneuver, which is done in order to demonstrate the amount of control a parachutist has over his fall rate. On this next pass, the two jumpers will exit the aircraft at the same time from an altitude of 10,000 feet. One jumper will assume the basic spread eagle position in which he will fall towards the earth as slowly as 90 miles per hour. The other jumper will streamline his body and pitch over into a head-down dive. In this position, he will reach speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour. The jumpers will then deploy their parachutes upon reaching 2,500 feet above the ground. Notice the difference in time between the openings of these two canopies. Every second delay between the two openings represents approximately 150 feet of vertical separation between the two jumpers.
Falcon, Blackhawk, sit down.
Our first jumper to land on the second pass is Captain John Polkowski from Media, Pennsylvania, with over 350 jumps to his credit. The second jumper to land today is Cadet First Class Shane Weeks from Winter Springs, Florida, with over 540 jumps to his credit.
Jumpers away.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you will direct your attention high overhead, the jumpers have just exited the aircraft and begun to separate for the third maneuver. The first jumper has assumed the spread eagle position and is flying as slowly as 90 miles per hour. The other jumper has streamlined his body and pitched over into a deadly head-down dive. He is now traveling in excess of 200 miles per hour. At this speed, he covers the distance of a football field in less than a second. And there's the first canopy. This means the low jumper has just reached 2,500 feet. Notice the high jumper is still drifting earthward at a sluggish 90 miles per hour.
Warbird flight, on the intersection of runway 1432, we have 5,150 feet available. Is that good for y'all?
And there's the second canopy, meaning that the high jumper has just reached 2,500 feet as well. A well-trained parachutist has a great deal of control over his horizontal motion in addition to over his vertical motion that you just saw demonstrated.
Good. Okay, taxi down runway 1, hold short of runway 1432.
Includes the bomb burst, in which four jumpers will maneuver their bodies at an altitude of 10,000 feet above the ground. The jumpers will maneuver their bodies in free fall in order to come together into a four-man star formation. They will hold this star at 5,000 feet, at which time they will break apart, turn, and track away from each other. As they move apart, the smoke they will
When you come out of runway 1, you just hold short. With the Blue Falcon, you guys can come on this way. Your drops approved for the last pass. Copy, drops blue.
Our first jumper to land on the high-low pass is Cadet First Class Tom Hansen from San Antonio, Texas, with over 508 jumps.
Airbox, Thunderbird off.
Our second jumper to land today is Cadet First Class Sky Jensen from Salt Lake City, Utah, with over 518 jumps.
Thunderbird ops, proceed out, hold short of runway. Yeah, that's good. Proceed down the runway without delay.
Copy, thanks, we're proceeding.
ahead and make a right turn on runway 1. Back taxi down the runway to runway 1432, hold short.
Hold short, 1432.